Okay, so that big ol' knot in the branches, of evil here, that's not helpful for getting people to the cliff. So what I need to do is I need to back up directly behind me, but then also slightly to the left. If I'm facing forward, I need to be going to my 7 o'clock. Because that gets me to the edge faster, and I think it's going to make it easier to knock people over the edge. Right over here. Yeah. Why is Big Boy going all the way over there? No, don't do that. Don't do the voice. New Ahsoka episode is probably airing right about now. Probably watch that before I go to bed. I'm enjoying Ahsoka quite a bit. I think it could be better, but I do think it's a lot of fun, and it's very cool. And I didn't expect. Look, obviously the best part of it is Hera, because have you seen her? But in terms of like what's drawing me into the plot and keeping me really interested. Ray Stevenson's great. Like, I don't even know what his character's deal is. We're on episode 4, I think. Just don't know a ton about him, and he just has some raw charisma in that show that makes him really interesting to watch. And the fact that he passed away is really sad, because I don't know if his character is going to die within the course of Ahsoka, but he's just already so good in the role that I wish I could see more of him, and it sucks. It sucks that won't happen. But yeah, he is. The show as a whole is pretty fun. I'm enjoying quite a bit, so I don't want to say Ray Stevenson is carrying it. But he is doing some heavy lifting, even when he doesn't necessarily need to be, I suppose, is the best way to put it. Yeah, I think I'm in a weird spot of, as many people have pointed out, it's not really Ahsoka. It is Rebels Season 5. As someone who did watch Rebels Seasons 1 through 4, I think that's really cool. I'm really enjoying that. I also want to recognize that this episode is probably, like, this show is probably not very accessible, and I've had confirmation from a few friends, like, not all that fun to watch if you don't know who any of these other characters are. And I think I understand the frustration, and I think it's a valid criticism of the show, even though it does not affect my personal enjoyment of it. I think it's very fair to be like, Ahsoka was in Rebels, spoilers, but she was not like a main character in Rebels. I don't think she was ever considered a part of the main cast. She had a very important role, but I don't know, when you think about the main characters of Rebels, you think about that main crew, and I don't picture Ahsoka. Again, she's in quite a bit of it. I remember her being there, but she's not what I would consider a main character in that show. She is a main character in Clone Wars, and I've had multiple friends who have seen Clone Wars and were like, "Oh my god, there's an Ahsoka show coming out. That's so exciting." And then they started to watch it, and they're like, I was really hoping the show would have more to do with the parts of Ahsoka's story that I know, which is Clone Wars mostly. And I fully understand, like, that's gotta be really frustrating. If you consider yourself an Ahsoka fan, you're like, yeah, I know she's in Rebels, I'll get to it at one point, but I can't wait to watch the Ahsoka show. And then you're like, the show's barely about Ahsoka. The show is about how you should watch Star Wars Rebels. Like, that's got to be annoying. I acknowledge that has to be fully annoying. It seems like in the most recent episode, this is another reason I'm excited to watch it, is spoilers for Ahsoka, but we just got to... The last episode ended with her going to the world between I won't say too, just to be extra careful spoilers. You know what the next word I was about to say was if you've seen it. And I won't say anything more than that. So with that in mind, they could be working in some more cool Clone Wars stuff in tonight's episode. But so far, it's very much been Rebels Season 5, and I think that is, even as someone who is enjoying that aspect of it, on an objective level, I can see why that's a frustrating and difficult thing to deal with. Because even I'm hoping for more Clone Wars stuff, because I think Ahsoka is more interesting in Clone Wars than she is in Rebels. And I love seeing a live-action iteration of so much of the Rebels crew, and they're all doing a fantastic job of it. But when you call the show Ahsoka, it should be about Ahsoka, first off. And second off, it should probably deal with aspects of the character that most Ahsoka fans are most familiar with. And instead, it's like, we're making a sequel to the side adventure, from Ahsoka's perspective, the side adventure that she was a part of one time, and not the main reason people really love this character. I don't know. Interesting food for thought. Please stop. Please stop. They really took, like, the one animated Star Wars character I had a legitimate crush on, and then they were like, what if for live action we cast one of the most attractive people working in Hollywood to play her? And then they gave us Hera in live action. Like, who did this to me? Who did this to my heart and my soul? It feels like... I'm not complaining, but it does feel like an attack. You know? No, please. God damn it. Sometimes I think about how Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead are married, and some days I think, good for him. And some days I think, good for her. Those are my favorite Hollywood couples, where, one, I like it when they seem legitimately happy, and from what I've seen, those two do seem legitimately happy. But I also like, you gotta love it. Look, Hollywood glamour is a big thing, and there's Hollywood enacts beauty standards that are troublesome and problematic, and I'm not trying to say that none of that is true. But sometimes two very attractive people marry each other, and it's just fun to be like, I don't even know which of them married up. They both seem like they're just perfectly in each other's league, and that league is incredibly high up. I think Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively is another good iteration of that. Oh, and John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. There's a lot, like, that's actually, I would say even more than Ryan Reynolds, because I like Emily, sorry, I'm thinking Blake Lively. I like Blake Lively, blah, 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 blah. I like Blake Lively quite a bit. I do think she married slightly up. Not even in terms of its straight attractiveness, but just like, it's Ryan fucking Reynolds. Like, come on. It's fucking Ryan Reynolds. Just, that is a complete package of a man. I think John Krasinski and Emily Blunt is actually a better comparison of, some days I think of them and I think good for her, and some days I think of them and I think good for him. Yeah. When did we decide John Krasinski was hot? We're right when we say that, but when did that happen? Because he was cute in The Office, but he wasn't hot in The Office. Was it Quiet Place is when he got hot? Or was it... What came first? Jack Ryan or Quiet Place? I think Quiet Place came the year before. And that was also the big reveal of like, oh shit, he's a really good director too. So another iteration of like, ooh, he's the complete package. Was Quiet Place the first big thing of, hey, John Krasinski's hot? I think it might have been. Because I'm trying to think what else he was in between Office and Quiet Place. I remember he never like went fully away. I don't think he ever like was in danger of fading into obscurity. But I feel like Quiet Place was his first big thing since The Office, unless I'm forgetting something else big. And I think that was when everyone realized that was the moment. He looks good clean shaven as well, but I think we all saw John Krasinski with a beard and we went, oh, interesting. Emily Blunt's been hot the whole time. Good for her. Because, yeah, what was her... I don't know enough about Emily Blunt's career. What was, like, Devil Wears Prada? Was that her first big thing? I don't even really know where she got her big break. But she's a very good actress. And she's also very attractive. And hey, she was a really good Mary Poppins. People just kind of forgot that movie happened. One, I thought that movie was pretty fun. Two, she was damn good in the role. She did a fantastic job. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I feel like it's a take that no one actually, like, talks about. Oh, God. What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? It would have been one thing if I had blocked that with my shield, but that's not even what happened. I just tanked it. Or I was in an awkward bye. I think what it might have been is I was just in an awkward... Wait, why did he die so soon there? Why was the death barrier so high up there? Damn it. God damn it. Link, stop crouching. You don't need to crouch. I did not press the crouch button, or at least I didn't mean to, and you should know when I mean to do it or not. That's your responsibility. Mary Poppins Returns is the third best Mary Poppins movie, though. Mary Poppins is the best one, and Saving Mr. Banks is the second best. But all three of them are good. All three of them are good at worst. Saving Mr. Banks is upsetting in terms of how much it stretched the truth, but it's just a very fun movie. I don't care. I know for most historical fiction movies, you should get most of the details right. But sometimes I don't care. Sometimes if the movie's well made, it's fine. My phone is lighting up. It usually doesn't do this at this time of day. Like, it's not massively surprising to me, but slightly surprising to me. Wonder what I'm missing. Looks like people are talking in the Star Wars chat, but we wouldn't be talking about the Ahsoka show because no one in that chat watches it. There's like one other person in that chat who actually watches it, and I just DM him my thoughts. I haven't given him my thoughts of last week's episode. If you're watching, Draft, I'm excited to see the payoff of last episode. I will just say I didn't really love the CGI. I don't think they needed the CGI, and it's distracting, and I'm a little bummed about that. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe they saved all the budget for the following episode where they need to explore that scene in more depth. We'll see. But it's weird. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to flat out talk about major Ahsoka spoilers. Sorry. It's probably going to have been like 6 months, so get on it. Hayden Christensen's back as Anakin. That's awesome. I'm really excited to see more of that after we got some flashbacks in Kenobi and also played Vader in Kenobi. Spoilers for that show as well, I guess. Although that was heavily advertised. That's not a secret. He played Padawan Anakin in the flashbacks in Kenobi, and he was a little bit wrinkly, and there's probably a little bit of people being like, "Oh wow, he's wrinkly. That's slightly distracting." I don't know if a lot of people were talking about how, man, it was bad that he had wrinkles in the Kenobi flashbacks. He shouldn't have had them. But apparently, that was the main criticism, because now he's playing, like, Clone Wars era Anakin, and they were like, well, he was wrinkly in the Kenobi flashbacks, and people didn't like it. So now, he has to have no wrinkles, so we're going to apply an Instagram filter to him and remove all of his wrinkles, and it looks worse than if he just had wrinkles. If they just cast normal Hayden Christensen with his normal Hayden Christensen face. I don't know who was begging them to CGI Hayden Christensen's face. He's not that old. I know he has wrinkles, but he's not that old. I don't know why they decided it was necessary. It is very cool. Between Hayden Christensen and Ahmed Best, legitimately really cool that in the past year or two, Star Wars has apparently just reached out to all the actors who had a bad time from the prequels and have been like, hey, it's been like 20 years. We think people are going to be happy to see you if you want to come give it a second shot. And then they do. And everyone's like, fuck yeah. I'm so happy to see these guys again. This is awesome. This is great. I think that's really nice. Star Wars is a difficult fandom to be a part of sometimes, because a lot of times Star Wars fans suck, and that has not fully changed. But the specific reaction to Hayden Christensen and Ahmed Best coming back has given me a little bit of faith and has made me a little bit happier inside. And there was also the time I actually got to go, I probably told this on the channel before, but I got to be at the Star Wars Celebration, like, con thing, where they showed the first trailer for Rise of Skywalker, which, hey, that movie was not very good, but it was exciting at the time that there was more Star Wars happening. And we went to the panel, and they were doing the trailer at the end, but before it, I believe it was Stephen Colbert, who's a massive Star Wars fan, interviewing the cast. And there were a lot of big names. They had... I don't think they had Adam Driver, but I'm pretty sure they had Daisy Ridley. I feel like they had John Boyega. They brought out Billy D. Williams. They had J.J. Abrams. And then they brought out Kelly Marie Tran. and she got like a full 3 to 4 minute standing ovation. Way more than J.J. Abrams, way more than Billy D. Williams. Like, it was the biggest reaction of the night. Was literally just Kelly Marie Tran coming out on stage, and I know online Star Wars fans can suck, but it was very nice that the people who bought the tickets to go to this thing really love Star Wars to death, and also love it enough that when you are there in person and you are seeing someone who was bullied by a lot of people who claim that they're Star Wars fans, everyone in the stadium unanimously agreed, no, we are happy you're back. We are overjoyed to see that you're still here. And then in the movie, she didn't do anything because they didn't know what to do with the character, which is J.J. Abrams' fault. But it was really, really cool to see and be a part of, essentially, the welcome home crew for Kelly Marie Tran. That was a really, really nice, heartwarming experience. Yeah. I hope she it. That's another, like, if they choose to explore sequel era more, I hope they did. Sorry, get my thoughts together. I'm too focused. The last two movies, I think, did Finn dirty, and the last movie did Rose dirty. And I would hope, if John Boyega is willing to come back, if he isn't, all the best to him. No hard feelings there. He got fucked over by marketing, and the writers and directors, but it was probably pushes for marketing. If he doesn't want to come back, that's cool. If he's willing to give it a second chance, I hope they would. I would love to see a Finn miniseries, and honestly, I would love to see like a Rose miniseries. I know people, even if people are not, even if people are not as abrasive against the actress as some people are, and people are like, it's not the actress's fault that I don't like the character. I am aware there's still a good amount of people out there who just don't think the character is very interesting. She's not like my favorite character in all of Star Wars, but I don't care. I would still watch a Rose show, because I think if after Andor, literally any character, I'm like, if the writer knows what they're doing and the actor is like putting their all into it, literally any Star Wars show could be good. Andor is the best Star Wars media that has been released in probably decades. I know there's a that's yeah, I'm trying to think of like what is a better Star Wars thing than Andor. It is one of my favorites. Visions comes close, but Visions has a couple episodes that aren't as good as others. Andor is a phenomenal show across the board. And that was the Star Wars show that I had almost no interest in, and I almost told myself, someone who has watched almost every single Star Wars thing to come out, that was the one I looked at and was like, I might just skip that one. And then it came out, and it was fucking phenomenal. And if you haven't, I'm sure you, dear viewer, I'm sure you've heard this from so many people, including your friends who have watched the show. But you should now, in particular, trust me, a stranger on the internet. You should watch Andor. It's fucking great. It's so good. Like, I have a tendency to overhype things, so I don't want to say too much, but damn, Andor is good. It got, I believe, if I remember correctly, it got nominated for Best Drama at the Emmys, and it fucking deserved it. Honestly, it deserves to be in contention for winning. I know it doesn't have a chance, and I know there's a lot of other good shows. I'm not saying it should win, because I know it's going up against a lot of really good competition. But it should be considered a contender. And I know it won't be, but it deserves to be talked about in the same way as the shows that have a decent chance of winning. It is as good as those shows. And I can't get goddamn anyone to watch it. The only one I can talk about it with is the guy that I also watched the Ahsoka show with, which is fine. I really enjoy talking to that guy, because we both really love these shows, and it's really fun to talk about it with people who also love it. But I wish I could talk about it with a group of people. Just because that's just more fun in general. And I also just want people to know. They don't know. Like, there's... Sometimes I'm a hipster, and I'm like, I liked that thing before it was cool. And there's other points where it's like, this thing is underrated, and it makes me mad that people... A lot of people haven't seen it. And B, whenever I tell people to watch it, they'll go, oh, maybe. And I know they won't watch it. I know for a fact they will not watch it. It's not that they don't value my opinion. I know them better than they do in that moment. Because they're telling themselves, yeah, I might give that a chance. But in today's day and age, that's not enough to get you to watch a show. Saying, oh, I'll put that on the list, I might get to that eventually, is the equivalent of, I'm not going to watch that. A lot of people don't realize this, but think about it. How many times has a friend recommended something to you, and your reaction was not, oh, for sure, I'll make sure to watch that. Your gut reaction was, that sounds like it could be interesting. I might give that a shot. Think about how many times that's happened. How many of those shows have you watched? Yeah, that's... Stand in the ashes of 1 trillion unwatched shows and ask the ghosts if saying, I'll give it a shot matters. That silence is your answer. God damn it. You're gonna kill me right after that banger of a Javik quote that I feel like that was good. I'm proud of that one. I'm really that was a good one. I've gotten used to doing a good amount of Let's Plays with a co-pilot. And so sometimes I'll say jokes and I'm like, that was either really funny or not funny at all. Sometimes I'll know it's not funny and I will then just acknowledge that it wasn't funny, and I think that in of itself can be funny. Other times I'll say a joke and I'm like, I feel like that was funny, but I don't know if it'll play as funny to a wider audience. That one I just said, that's gold. That's fucking gold. All right, I'm proud of that one. Nice. That was wacky, but I'm glad it counted. That hit my shield, and I also perfect dodged it, which is interesting. Damn it. That one was a more conventional fight than I've normally been going with. But it's really hard to get Big Boy in a position to knock him off the cliff without getting surrounded by boys. And I don't want to get surrounded by boys. The only boy I want to be surrounded by all sides on is Prince Sidon. I didn't even mean to have a side-on pun there, but it happened. Which shows you it's meant to be. But unfortunately, Link has to defeat Ganondorf before he can go do that. Because I decided it. I think another important thing for me to maintain my sanity is to do shorter sessions for this specifically. So we're not going to 3 hours today, but we've only been playing for an hour 10, so we gotta do more than that. Come on. Okay, I can't... No, I can't. I can't equip. Not allowed. Is that guy just fishing for a rock right now? Fuck. Oh, right. If it's sheathed, I can still have my shield out. I was like, why is Link doing this? That's why. Stamina is a problem. Do I have any... I don't know if it's going to matter, but do I have any... food left that restores stamina? Health. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Anyways. Just for fun. Golly. Sometimes you just think to yourself, what if I try to get a little goofy with it and it does not pay off? It's bad. It doesn't work. I was thinking, what if I try to do an exploit to like glitch through the wall? And then I got close to doing it and then I tried nothing. I just landed doing absolutely nothing. So the thought was useless. Please stop attacking me. Also, please get hit when I slam this into the ground. Nice! Death by rock, always a fun option. Call me Giles Corey with all these rocks crushing me to death. That was a sick Salem Witch Trials reference for all you Salem Witch Trial fans and or Crucible fans. He's a big part of that play. For all you Crucible heads out there. Please stop doing that, and Link, please start swinging the sword when I tell you to. I just need a couple lucky hits, that's all I need. I just need a cue. Just need a good hit. I'll be good. Ooh, the tinnitus. It hits at a very fun time. Should I put in a tinnitus sound effect just so you all can experience what I experienced just now? It's already faded. Mine usually go pretty quickly. I won't, but could you imagine if I did? Just to fuck with you. Honestly, you all deserve it, because you've done nothing to stop this. You've let me continue. You've enabled me. Have I uploaded a single episode of this Let's Play at the time of me recording this? No. Did you have any hope or chance of stopping this? No. But still, think about it. Think about how you're complicit in this. You're allowing this to happen.